What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about today's Fortnite update. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of today's update. So the most notable addition, or the thing that's going to get the most attention, is going to be that the hand cannon was added back into the game. This is a reworked version of the hand cannon we had in the past because it is now projectile rather than hit scan, and it can get weapon attachments at the mod bench, even a 4x scope if that's something you choose to do. And this is a high damage, low fire rate pistol. It will body for between 85 and 94 damage depending on what rarity you're using, and will headshot for between 153 to 169 damage, again depending on what rarity you're using. And like I already said, it's projectile and can get weapon attachments now. I think this is a decent kind of burst damage weapon, kind of similar to how people use the snipers now, where maybe you body somebody with a sniper and push. This is more of like a kind of close to medium range version of that. And in the past, when the hand cannon was very good, people kind of comboed it with the pump, and so people would cycle between pump and hand cannon. Not really sure how viable that's going to be this season because the hammer pump isn't the greatest, and then the high fire rate shotguns we have are, very good. But I could see the hand cannon being quite good. I just don't really know how I want to use it. Today I was kind of using it in place of my sniper, and that got the job done. You could maybe use it in place of an AR, but then you're kind of not as adaptable for like spraying cars, or I feel like kind of spraying people using any mobility to get away. I would much rather have an AR in those situations. So like the hand cannon is solid. I just don't really know what I want to do with it in my inventory. So I don't really know how much I'll be using this weapon. And even with today's changes, I think the meta is still pretty much the same. If I got on and wanted to win, I would use Gatekeeper Shotgun, Warforged AR, and Sniper. But the hand cannon was added back, and that's kind of a fan favorite weapon that I'm sure a lot of you will like. The Midas Drum Gun was also added into the game today, and it can now be purchased from the Midas NPC on the yacht. And then the drum gun and the Midas drum gun were also buffed in today's update, getting +1 damage per rarity and a slightly higher fire rate than they had before. The drum gun feels good after this patch. I thought it already felt good even last week, like the first day it came out, I used it quite a bit and I won a lot of games. The only time I really miss out on having an AR, or I feel like I miss out, is it going to be again when people are in cars or whenever anyone's using any sort of mobility. I would rather have the Warforged AR over the drum gun, but it is not a bad weapon by any means, and I think you can slot it into the AR slot just fine and not really feel like you're missing out on too much, especially if you're going to be using a sniper for longer range fights like most people are. There's a new healing item added in today's update called the Banana of the Gods. This gives 100 HP. I believe it gives health over time. I don't think it gives it instantly, but it might. And it also gives you 25 seconds of faster sprinting and jump. It's kind of like how you have a temporary Zeus medallion. So you have that like faster sprinting and the higher jump when you use the banana. Then I've also seen a lot of people reporting that this gives the slap effect, which would be unlimited sprint. But the few times I used it, my sprint bar was not orange like the slap effect, and I was still running at a sprint. So I'm not sure if it was just messing up for me in those moments for whatever reason, or if people are just like massively misreporting what this item does. Let me know down in the comments below if you've been getting unlimited sprint from this banana. I didn't use it very much, but it didn't seem like it was giving it to me when I used it for whatever reason. The DMR was also buffed in today's update, and it was also kind of indirectly buffed. So it got +1 damage per rarity. And then its bullet travel speed was also increased, meaning you should have to lead shots less and worry about bullet drop less. I feel like the DMR already had very little bullet drop. And then the biggest change, or like a change that kind of indirectly buffs the DMR, I think, or will lead to more people using the DMR, is going to be that the Reaper sniper rifle no longer spawns in green or blue rarities. I believe there's still like an NPC at the graveyard area you can duel to get a blue one, but it's not going to be spawning. It's like ground loot at those rarities. And this just means that it should be available less overall. There still are NPCs on the map that sell it, so if you're just like hyper concerned about getting the sniper, then maybe go to one of those NPCs. But I really wasn't having a hard time getting them today still, and my opponents didn't seem to be having a hard time getting them either. So like while this change should mean that there's way less snipers on the map. Fights were still playing out very similar, and it seemed like pretty much everybody was having a sniper. Once you're like decently late into the game, obviously not off spawn, but even off spawn, I was encountering it still pretty often. If you're someone who's active in the game, like you go to the mod bench areas and you kind of check out those weapon cases, that's going to be probably your best bet to get a sniper. If you're landing in an area with the god chests that give you the high rarity loot, or you're just like fighting a lot of opponents, I don't think you're going to have much of a problem getting a sniper. But if you are having a hard time getting a sniper, then you could use the DMR. And I was kind of already playing like this anyways. In games where I didn't get a sniper, I would use a DMR up to the point where I get a sniper in kind of that sniper slot. So the DMR will probably see more use with this update, but the availability of snipers was still like way more prevalent than what I expected it to be when I got on and saw that like that was something they changed. Another weapon change in this update is going to be that the auto shotgun had a damage range nerf. I don't think this is going to change the weapon too much though. So before the update, it would deal damage up to 50 meters. It now stops at 31 meters, which both of those numbers I think are far more than you're ever really going to be using the auto shotgun in anyways. And then the weapon will start to have damage drop off at 7 meters now instead of 10. So it'll start to drop off a bit sooner, but it's not like a drastic difference. And for a lot of the fights where the auto shotgun is like really good, like barrel stuffing, close range fights, I feel like that's what people think of the auto shotgun for. That wasn't affected by this update. And so I think the auto shotgun will still be pretty good. And if you're someone who preferred the auto shotgun, that range nerf may be noticeable because it did have good range before and people would use it at ranges further than what you would expect. But the like main strength of the weapon wasn't really changed. It's not like they hit the fire rate. It's not like they hit the base damage. They nerfed the range a little bit, but it's still going to be very good in close range. The Hades chain got a minor buff today as well. The damage from pulling an opponent was increased from 30 damage to 40 damage. So if you get that like hook drag on them, you'll do 10 extra damage. It doesn't really change how I feel about the weapon. There's also some other miscellaneous changes. The bosses now drop Flowberry Fizz instead of Big Pots, and the Zeus boss got an HP and shield increase, and the Cerberus boss got a shield increase. There is a new Ice Island to promote the Avatar collab, which is on the map, and these super styles can now be obtained from the Battle Pass if you're an appropriate level. And that's pretty much everything that changed in this update. There was also rumors that the bullet travel speed on the sniper was increased, but this is not true, so I don't understand how these things work, but a lot of leakers and news accounts were reporting that they buffed the sniper bullet drop or buffed the travel speed, making it to where you'd have to lead less. What they did was they moved where these files were, I guess. And then because those files weren't there anymore, like the nerf that it got a few weeks ago, or yeah, several weeks ago, because those files weren't in the same spot anymore, people thought that they were undone, but it's just that they were moved. The sniper should have the same bullet travel speed as it did, before today's update. It was just kind of a misunderstanding. And then also I've seen that the flow berries, the berries got a decreased duration that they give you the flow effect from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. And the Flowberry Fizz is still 10 seconds. So they nerfed the duration on the Flowberries a little bit. The Fizz should still be the same, and the bullet travel speed on the sniper should be the same. It was just kind of a misunderstanding that led to people thinking it got changed. But that is going to be it for this video and what is in today's update. As always, if you guys did find this helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, comment down below what you think of the update, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.